Hello my friends and welcome back. In today's video I will talk about a success story, and the success story is India. Alright, let's go and see. Aside from very smart, very courageous leaders, we have a fantastic economy. As you know, it's a little rough in the world economy overall due to inflation, at least the Western economies. Inflation and shortages of oil, the price skyrocketed and so on. Fed in the United States increased the um, interest rate, and they're not doing very well. The United States' economy is shrinking at a higher pace than anticipated by the analysts and and the experts and advisors. So this article comes from the Hindu, and we read from May 19th, 2022, and this is the title: India, fastest growing major economy, projected to grow 6.4% in 2022, according to United Nations. So to grow 6.4%. So let's see. For the fiscal year of 2023, so 2023, India's growth is forecast to be 6%. As the Ukraine conflict impacts the global GDP, India is projected to grow by 6.4% in 2022, slower than the last year's 8.8%, but still the fastest growing major economy with higher inflation pressures and uneven recovery of the labor market, curbing private consumption and investment, according to an UN report. So, my fellow Indians, congratulations and keep doing what you're doing. The UN Department of Economic and Social Affairs said in the World Economic Situation and Prospects WESP report released on Wednesday that the war in Ukraine has upended the fragile economic recovery from the labor market, curbing private consumption and investments. Okay, that was the other thing. Has upend the fragile economic recovery from a pandemic, triggering a devastating humanitarian crisis in Europe, increasing food and commodity prices, and globally exacerbating inflation pressures. The global economy is now projected to grow by 3.1% in 2022, down from 4% growth forecast released in January 2022. Global inflation is projected to increase to 6.7% in 2022, twice the average of 2.9% during the 2010-2020, with sharp rises in food and energy prices. But hey, got some good news. The Bentleys, the Lamborghinis did not double. They were not increased that much, okay? But the food and energy, that's okay. Oh, you use food and energy mostly? Oh, well, what are you going to do? You know what you're going to do? You're going to say yes to more packages of money sent as aid by your leaders to Ukraine. That's fine, because that's going to help with inflation greatly. Your country. No, the bankers and the profiteers. Who are those? I don't know. Of course we do. So, the report said that the outlook in South Asia has deteriorated in recent months against the backdrop of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and higher commodity prices, and potential negative spillover effects from the war could have an impact. Okay, the regional economic output is projected to expand 5.5% in 2022, which is 0.4 percentage points lower than the forecast released in January. India, the largest economy in the region, is expected to grow by 6.4% in 2022, well below the 8.8% growth in 2021, as higher inflation pressures and uneven recovery of the labor market. Yes, for the fiscal year of 2023, India's growth is forecasted as 6%. We know that. That's great. We expect Indian recovery to remain strong in the near term, in the next year or two. But again, we cannot completely discount the downside risk that would come from external channels. You know what I mean? What would that be? A little regime change, or some pressure that you have to impose some sanctions on certain countries. All right, so consumer price inflation in the region is expected to accelerate to 9.5% in 2022 from 8.9% in 2021. All right, so growth forecasts for the United States, European Union, and China have been revised downward, with the European Union registering the most significant downward revision. Oh, more sanctions, Europe, but it's okay. You have that badge of a moral area, let's put it this way. European Union. Yes, the European economy most directly hit by disruptions in the energy supply by their own doing from the Russian Federation is now expected to grow by 2.7% in 2022, down from 3.9% expected in January. The United States economy is expected to grow by 2.6% in 2022. That is 1.8 next year, while China is expected to grow by 4.5% in 2022 and is 5.2% in 2023. Yeah, that's great. So United States is going to grow from 2.6. It's going to go to 1.8. So it's going to grow to 1 point from 2.6. It's going to grow to 1.8%. Or it's going to grow but slower. Yeah, okay. That means decreasing. That means actually losing something, right? The United States economy, yes, that's great, and that's us here. We're doing very, very well, man, very well. The developing countries as a group are projected to grow by 4.1% in 2022, down from 6.7% in 2022, the report said. I'm sorry. 4.1% in 2022, down from 6.7% in 2021. So yeah, they're all decreasing or growing slower. Let's put it however you want to call it, but it's the same idea. They're not growing higher than they should, or at least projected. So yeah, more package, more aid, more restrictions, more sanctions. Great. When I hear, it's Europe was hit by the shortage in energy prices and energy supplies from Russia. No, they did it themselves. They imposed those things on them at the request of those guys who now take over their supply chain right there. So they got rid of one blackmailer. Now we got another blackmailer. But this guy is a good guy. The other one was the bad guy. But if he was the bad guy, why did we make a deal with him in the first place? Oh, because at that time we didn't know he's a bad guy. Well, isn't that a bad assessment? Oh, didn't he give you some signs? Not at all. He didn't say, hey, this is a red line. If they cross this one, we're going to do this. So, did you try to talk? No, we just dismissed that. We don't care. You don't have security concerns, Russia, whatsoever. And we're going to impose more sanctions on you, and it's going to hurt you. Oh, it's going to hurt us too? What are we going to do now? We're going to pay in rubles? No, we're not going to pay in rubles. Yes, we're going to pay in rubles. Yes, please pay in rubles. Oh, what are we going to do? You're going to shoot yourself in the foot like you did. Good job, India. Great job. Look at your citizens' interest. With the grain, don't release it to keep it for your population as much as you can. Get oil and gas and resources at the cheapest price possible. Don't listen to these embargoes and all that, because that's going to affect your citizens' lives. And that's your main concern and duty, the leadership of India. That's your main concern, not the people in, I don't know, North Pole or South Pole, if you know what I mean. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Good job, India. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.